It's been 12 years since former FIFA president Sepp Blatter opened an envelope to reveal that the tiny Gulf nation of Qatar was to host the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Since then, the tournament has been the genesis of controversy after controversy. But we were told once the football started, all these issues would go away and we could just enjoy a great World Cup. Was that true? Well, today on Football Reality, we're going through all the controversies that have come up since the team's touchdown in Qatar. So, what do you think? FIFA president Gianni Infantino has caused plenty of outrage during his time in the job. Once heralded as the man to clean FIFA's act up after the corrupt Blatter era, it seems to the majority of fans that FIFA is just as bad as it always was, with Infantino regularly cozying up to some of the most unpopular world leaders. On the eve of the tournament, Infantino gave what will surely go down as the most infamous press conference in FIFA history, opening his long speech with these overly dramatic lines. "Today I feel Qatari. Today I feel Arabic. Today I feel African. Today I feel gay. Today I feel disabled. Today I feel a migrant worker." His rationale for believing he could feel these things was because he too knows what it means to be discriminated against, because as a child he had, red hair and freckles, which everyone knows is as bad as losing your life on a stadium construction site. His bizarre monologue continued by drawing attention to the hypocrisy and crimes of the Western world, claiming that, "I think for what we Europeans have been doing the last 3,000 years, we should be apologizing for the next 3,000 years before starting to give moral lessons to people." The world's media in the room were stunned by this spectacular own goal by Infantino, who, in his big chance to welcome the world to Qatar, showed how out of touch he was with the attitudes of billions of people around the world. There's been much said of Qatar's criminalization of people in same-sex relationships, which is also the case in many Muslim and conservative nations. FIFA and the Qatari organizers have said gay fans are welcome, but nevertheless, much of the Western world has wanted to show support for LGBT people. One way to show support was the One Love campaign, whereby the captains of 7 competing countries, England, Wales, Germany, Denmark, the Netherlands, Belgium and Switzerland, were all intending to wear armbands featuring the rainbow colors and the One Love slogan. FIFA had said the armband wasn't allowed, but the 7 FAs seemed to want to put FIFA under pressure to change tact. No such change came, and when FIFA announced that the armband wearers risked the yellow card for wearing unapproved attire, all 7 teams backed out. Harry Kane of England was the first of the 7 captains to play without the armband, with the others following suit. When Germany posed for the team photo before their opener with Japan, all 11 players covered their mouths to show how they were being silenced. Many people, including much of the media, criticised FIFA for their no-tolerance policy, whereas many others laid the blame at the players for having zero courage of their convictions, throwing the whole idea in the bin just because of the threat of a booking, and leaving many LGBT fans feeling forgotten about. Germany's photo brought about more backlash, with many saying that they had silenced themselves. And while England refused to protest, lining up against them were an Iran team who defiantly refused to sing their national anthem, protesting their own nation's regime despite much stronger threats than a yellow card. Away from the pitch, Qatar security forces have been working overtime to make sure the rainbow symbols aren't appearing anywhere in the country. Fans have been asked to remove shirts which are too colourful, and anything that looks remotely like a rainbow is being confiscated. Journalists haven't been able to escape the crackdown either. A few days after security tried to interrupt a live Danish television broadcast because they thought the reporter didn't have a permit, the people of Denmark again had their coverage disturbed as officials tried to force reporter John Pay to remove the One Love armband he was wearing. Pay refused to remove it, claiming the symbol was about respecting everybody before the footage ended. The policeman didn't give a clear answer as to why Pay should remove it, in what looked like another own goal, this time for the hosts. But the security hasn't been watertight. In the final game of the second round of group fixtures, Portugal's 2-0 win over Uruguay was interrupted by a pitch invader waving a rainbow flag. The man was only on screen for a split second, but the photographs clearly showed that wasn't the only cause he was championing. On the front of his Superman t-shirt was the message "Support Ukraine," and on the back it read "Respect for Iranian women." He had his few seconds of fame, and despite not having any charades, the invader was kicked out of Qatar. It remains to be seen how he will be dealt with, but he used his time in the spotlight to full effect. On or off the pitch, wherever you think the players, media, fans, FIFA or Qatari law has been at fault, the whole situation around rainbow colours has certainly been a controversial subject. There was no U-turn on the armband debacle, but there was one policy that made the FIFA suits do a full 180-degree switch, like a prime Johan Cruyff. Alcohol is not widely available in Qatar, but is available in certain hotels where one needs a permit to buy and sell it, and the prices are usually eye-watering. Budweiser is the official beer provider of the 2022 World Cup and has been a FIFA sponsor since the 1986 World Cup. They had a £63 million deal with the federation to be the sole provider of alcoholic drinks in stadiums, official fan parks and other FIFA venues in Qatar. There would be strict rules about exactly what times and places beer could be bought, but fans from most of the world were happy that a cool pint of extortionately overpriced lager was on offer. But less than 48 hours before the tournament began, FIFA decided to go back on their word and cancel the sale of all alcohol at their venues, leading Budweiser to tweet, "Well, this is awkward." FIFA said the decision was made after talks with Qatari authorities, suggesting the top brass in Qatar didn't want thousands of drunk fans marauding their usually sober streets at night. A total ban would be understandable for any conservative Muslim state, but it turned out that wasn't the case. Qatar decided that the sale of alcohol would still be permitted in the stadium's hospitality areas, where suites cost nearly £20,000 per match. I guess it's not against Qatari law to drink if you pay enough. FIFA could now be facing a big lawsuit from Budweiser, who is still able to sell alcohol-free Bud Zero at the grounds, and will be donating the crates of unsold beer to the winning country. A good reason not to win. Many beer snobs have joked. Back on the pitch, we've known for a few years now that this World Cup would be played in the winter. We thought it would be a minor inconvenience, and a bit of an odd feeling watching the World Cup final surrounded by Christmas decorations. But the reality of the crammed fixture schedule has shown its teeth. The top two in the 2022 Ballon d'Or, Karim Benzema and Sadio Mane, are both absent through injury, as is N'Golo Kante and Paul Pogba. Giovanni Lo Celso's absence has found Argentina lacking, while Marco Reus misses yet another tournament. Injuries always mean a few players miss out, but this time it's even harder on the likes of Ben Chilwell, ruled out with a hamstring injury for a few weeks. Ordinarily, with a month between the season ending and the World Cup beginning, there's enough time for players to recover from these mid-term injuries. But with only a week between the two this time, many more players have lost their chance. And what of our old friend VAR? Well, there was quite a dodgy call in the Qatar vs Ecuador game, just 5 minutes into the tournament, as Ecuador's goal was ruled out for offside. The debuting semi-automated offside system took 10 minutes to realise Felix Torres was half a foot offside. It was the right call in the end, but the time it took was beyond ridiculous. VAR, which we were told wouldn't re-referee the matches, then stuck its nose in to suggest Portugal should have been awarded a penalty against Uruguay. The ball struck Jose Jimenez on the hand in what was, in the minds of everyone around the world except Portugal, a natural position, yet the penalty was awarded. But I guess we had no chance of getting through this World Cup without being flummoxed by VAR. That's all, well, so far. With only half the matches played, we're sure we have many more controversies to come at Qatar 2022. Which has been the biggest so far? Let us know in the comments, subscribe to Football Reality, and join us again soon.